If you're managing high blood pressure, you've probably been told more times than you can count to watch what you eat. And breakfast tends to be the meal where that advice feels the hardest to follow. Because so many of the things people reach for in the morning, things like bacon, sausage, toast loaded with butter, or sugary cereals, aren't exactly doing your heart any favors. So what are you supposed to eat? This is where oatmeal comes in. And before you roll your eyes and picture a sad, bland bowl of mush, give this video a chance, because the 5 oatmeal breakfasts you're about to hear are nothing like that. Every one of them is genuinely delicious, takes about 5 minutes to make, and is built around toppings that your body can actually use to help keep your blood pressure where it should be. This isn't about eating healthy because someone told you to. This is about eating something that tastes good enough to look forward to in the morning and happens to be one of the smartest things you can put in your body. Here's why oatmeal is such a good starting point. Oats contain a particular kind of fiber that your body digests very slowly. And that slow digestion is exactly what your heart likes. It helps keep things steady and even throughout the morning instead of spiking and crashing the way a lot of breakfast foods do. The American Heart Association has specifically called out oats as a heart-healthy food, and research over the years has consistently backed that up. But oatmeal by itself is just the foundation. What you put on top is what turns it into a meal that actually tastes like something worth waking up for. And the toppings in these 5 recipes were chosen because they bring their own benefits along with real flavor. You'll notice that certain ingredients show up across these recipes. Things like bananas. Bananas are packed with potassium, which is one of the most important minerals for keeping blood pressure steady. Nuts like almonds and pecans are rich in magnesium, which plays a similar role. And cinnamon adds warmth and natural sweetness, which means you need less sugar. Once you have those basics in your kitchen, you can make any of these 5 breakfasts any morning of the week. One quick note before we get into the recipes. Every one of these uses regular rolled oats, not instant oats from a packet. Those instant packets are convenient, but they're usually loaded with added sugar and sodium, which is the last thing you need when you're watching your blood pressure. A container of plain rolled oats costs a couple of dollars, lasts for weeks, and cooks in about 5 minutes on the stove or 3 minutes in the microwave. You just combine half a cup of oats with a cup of water or milk. Bring it to a simmer, stir it for a few minutes, and you have a warm bowl of oatmeal ready for whatever toppings you choose. That base recipe is the same for all 5 of these breakfasts, so once you know how to make it, the only thing that changes each morning is what you put on top. The first breakfast is the one you should start with if you've never really enjoyed oatmeal before, because it's so simple and so naturally sweet that it might change the way you think about this meal entirely. Oatmeal with banana, cinnamon, and a drizzle of honey. Cook your oats, slice a banana over the top, sprinkle on a generous pinch of cinnamon, and drizzle just a little bit of honey across everything. The banana brings a natural sweetness that blends right into the warm oatmeal as it softens, and the cinnamon adds a warmth that makes the whole bowl smell like something you'd order at a bakery. The honey is optional, but just a small drizzle adds a touch of richness that ties everything together without overdoing the sweetness. Bananas are one of the best natural sources of potassium you can find. And potassium is the mineral that your body relies on most heavily to keep blood pressure balanced. A single banana gives you a significant amount of your daily need. And when you pair that with the fiber from the oats, you're giving your heart a genuinely good start to the day. This whole breakfast takes about 5 minutes and costs almost nothing. And it's the kind of bowl that feels like comfort food even though everything in it is working for you. The second breakfast uses an ingredient that a lot of people in this generation will remember from childhood, and it turns a plain bowl of oatmeal into something so creamy and sweet that you'll wonder why you didn't think of it sooner. Oatmeal with applesauce and cinnamon? Cook your oats, then stir in 3 or 4 spoonfuls of unsweetened applesauce and a sprinkle of cinnamon. That's it. The applesauce melts right into the warm oatmeal and transforms the texture into something almost silky. And it adds enough natural sweetness that you don't need honey or sugar at all. This is one of those combinations that feels old-fashioned in the best possible way because it is. Families have been stirring applesauce into hot cereal for generations, and the reason it's stuck around is that it works perfectly. Apples are a good source of both fiber and potassium. And when they're in applesauce form, they blend into the oatmeal so seamlessly that every single bite is flavored. If you keep a jar of unsweetened applesauce in the pantry, this breakfast is ready in 5 minutes and requires exactly 0 thought, which makes it perfect for mornings when you want something warm and good without putting any effort into it. The third breakfast is the richest and most filling one on this list. And it's for mornings when you need something that's going to carry you all the way through to lunch without thinking about food again. Oatmeal with peanut butter and sliced banana. Cook your oats, then drop a tablespoon of peanut butter right into the hot oatmeal and stir it in until it melts completely into the oats. The peanut butter turns the whole bowl creamy and rich in a way that butter or cream never could, and it adds a depth of flavor that makes this taste almost like a dessert. Slice a banana over the top, and you're done. The combination of peanut butter and banana has been one of America's favorite flavor pairings for decades, and there's a reason it works so well. Beyond the taste, peanut butter is one of the best everyday sources of magnesium, which is a mineral that works alongside potassium to support healthy blood pressure. Combined with the potassium from the banana and the fiber from the oats, this bowl is doing serious work for your heart, while tasting like something you'd eat purely for pleasure. It's rich, it's warm, it's incredibly satisfying, and it takes about 5 minutes from stove to table. The fourth breakfast brings a combination of flavors that feels almost elegant, even though it takes no more effort than any of the others. Oatmeal with peaches and pecans. Cook your oats and top them with sliced fresh peaches when they're in season, or canned peaches packed in juice when they're not. Scatter a small handful of chopped pecans over the top and finish with a light sprinkle of cinnamon. The peaches add a juicy, natural sweetness that soaks into the oatmeal beautifully, and the pecans bring a buttery crunch that contrasts perfectly with the soft, warm oats. Peaches are rich in both potassium and vitamin C. And pecans are loaded with magnesium and healthy fats that your heart can genuinely use. This combination has a warmth and a richness to it that makes it feel like something special, even though the entire thing comes together in about 5 minutes. If you've been making the same bowl of oatmeal every morning and it's starting to feel stale, this is the one that will remind you how good a simple bowl of oats can actually taste when you put the right things on top. The fifth and final breakfast is the freshest and brightest one on this list, and it's a perfect option for mornings when you want something that feels lighter but still gives your body everything it needs. Oatmeal with blueberries and almonds. Cook your oats and top them with a generous handful of fresh or frozen blueberries and a scattering of sliced almonds. If you use frozen blueberries, they'll thaw slightly on the warm oatmeal and release a little bit of juice that turns parts of the bowl a beautiful deep purple. Blueberries are one of the most researched fruits in the world when it comes to heart health, and they consistently show up on every list of foods that are good for your blood pressure. They're loaded with antioxidants and natural compounds that support your cardiovascular system in ways that few other fruits can match. Almonds add protein, crunch, and a solid dose of magnesium, making this bowl a powerhouse that tastes fresh, clean, and satisfying all at once. 5 minutes, one bowl, and you're walking away from the table knowing you just gave your heart one of the best breakfasts it could ask for. Every one of these 5 bowls starts the same way, with a simple pot of oatmeal that takes a few minutes to cook. The difference is what you put on top, and that's where the real magic happens. You don't need to eat the same one every day. In fact, switching between them throughout the week means you're getting a wider range of the nutrients your body needs, and you'll never get bored with breakfast. Keep some bananas, a jar of applesauce, a container of peanut butter, whatever fruit looks good at the store, and a bag or 2 of nuts in your kitchen, and you'll have everything you need to make any of these 5 breakfasts on any morning without a second thought. Taking care of your heart doesn't have to mean giving up the foods you enjoy. Sometimes it just means finding better ways to eat the things you already love.